You're listening to the Fear of the Southwest podcast. This is Drew.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is Alan.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 7.
Yeah, it's crazy we're there already.
I know.
I know, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think this episode's going to be great. It's some interesting topics.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of interesting topics. Because, the world is lacking some travel stories.
Yeah.
Or the, how the fuck did I get here stories? Or where did they go?
Yeah, exactly. Disappearances in general.
Let's start with the interesting one. Mostly considered urban legend, very much not believable, but that's not what we're about here. Because, we attract skeptics.
Yeah.
You're welcome. For all you skeptics out there, enjoy
I don't
cringing.
believe them, so...
Why believe a skeptic?
No.
Who knows?
They're full of shit, I'm skeptical.
Pan Am Flight 914.
Ah, yeah, I've heard that one.
Mm-hmm. Old DC, Douglas DC-4, 4 propeller engines on the thing, carries 57 passengers and a crew of 6 people. Took off in 1955 and landed in a different country in 1985.
Yeah.
But they were heading from New York to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, Caracas
I wouldn't want to go
a...
immediately to Florida. Florida's the only place that's crazier than the Bermuda Triangle.
I guess so. All right, we're going to go to New York to Miami. That's crazy. Then we ended up in Caracas.
Yeah.
30-something years later.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is crazy. 1945.
1955.
1955? Man.
Imagine the world 1955 and they went in Caracas 1985? What the I mean, you can imagine the guy working the tower
Yeah, it just popped up on their radar.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of
So they
thin
made
air.
communication and, the pilot, the crew, everyone was under the impression they were still in 1955.
Yeah, can you imagine the guys
Maybe they should have kept...
Yeah.
They should have just let those people get off the plane.
Yeah, the control
right?
tower, they actually regret that. They actually regret that because he asked the pilot, do you know what year it is? And that's what made him freak out. And
Yeah,
once
the
they
whole
freaked out, he took off with the plane. And so
and dropped the calendar out the window?
that was interesting. That was a little interesting spin on that. But yeah.
Yeah.
A little
But
calendar.
just imagine the flight control. Guys, there's a blip on... Guys, you guys remember the pan... What is that? We don't have... We don't use those planes anymore.
Yeah, it has propellers, not turbines.
What is this thing?
Yeah, the pilot was convinced they were landing in Miami, and so what happened was, the control tower started to dispatch crew to go out to the people. They knew they were going to need some counseling, some help, thinking that they were still in 1955. But like I said, he asked them, do you know what year it is? And that's when
they freaked out and took off.
And they haven't been seen since.
Maybe they're in 1925.
Maybe.
Reverted. Landing a plane in 1925? Wait, what?
Yeah. And the sad part is this screw
1825.
everyone.
What's the odds?
Everyone on this plane was declared dead.
Yeah.
They're declared dead.
That's the only part that is absolute stone cold fact. A lot of people don't believe in the end of the story, the time travel bit, but the plane did disappear out of nowhere, and they couldn't find anything, not a reason, just disappeared.
Gosh. The passengers oh no, what the hell is this place? What? This isn't Miami.
Yeah.
This isn't what I paid for.
Well, I mean,
did my luggage make it?
What are some of the old ones? What are some of the old stories about the Bermuda Triangle? I mean, some of those disappearances are absolutely crazy.
Flight 19.
Yeah, it's an obvious one. That's
a group of 5 General Motors Aircraft Division goes out and disappears December 5th, 1945. Mm-hmm. And they have no idea why.
Yeah, once over the radio, they started talking about how all of their compasses were failing. And then they talked about, feeling sleepy and delirious. They stop making sense, and then they're just gone.
Sounds like a really good horror film.
Yeah. And yeah, that would be one. That's a crazy one. And with this, of all of them, this is another one that's fact. You know,
Just disappeared. Yeah, I know. It was Navy. Like, there's a couple. Like, maybe the Navy should stay out of the Bermuda Triangle.
but it's a huge area.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
You know, ships go missing, people go missing, the planes.
If you're near the Bermuda Triangle, you might end up missing. I'm just saying. Full disclosure.
Yeah. But I mean, even yeah, I mean, some of those stories are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was at one point. Was there a recording of that flight?
Yeah. Yeah. They started. Yeah. They all. Yeah. From all of them, they started making no sense, and they said their compasses were failing. But that's similar to the Christopher Columbus story, right? You guys know that one?
Yeah. Yeah, where like they saw like he was coming looking for the new world and saw like flames crashing into the water. Poof.
Yeah.
This has been a area for a long time.
Yeah, those Atlanteans.
There's an old boat. What was it called? Mary Celeste?
Celeste?
Mary
Yeah,
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yeah,
I made
like
it
that
French.
even
You see
better.
that? Celeste. Sorry.
Marie.
Celeste. Mary Celeste.
Marie Celeste.
Sorry, I'm sometimes terrible with names.
For some reason, it made me think of
Yeah,
pizza. I don't know
me
why.
too. Me too.
Think of what?
Guy.
It made me think of pizza, Mary Celeste. I don't know what.
Pizza?
I don't know what it is.
Celeste?
Everyone
Pizza.
has that problem.
I was like, oh, pizza.
Oh, pizza. Mary Celeste.
Where is it?
Pizza. I want the. What kind of pizza can I get for dinner?
There must be
Mary
a-
Celeste.
Our DiGiorno pizza is no longer here. There's a a triangle probably in this house.
We cut our pizzas in perfect
They
triangle
don't like-
slices.
Oh man, that's what happens.
That's the Mary Celeste.
It's easily the triangle's easily the most mysterious
Celeste.
shape.
I want the Celeste special. That sounds naughty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's another classic disappearance, and I mean they have records.
Where's my pizza?
Yeah.
Did I just compare a ship that was found?
So what happened on the ship? What happened to
Okay,
these
so
people?
back to business.
Yeah.
as they say. Discovered on the 4th of December, 1872. Here's this boat
Yeah.
floating in perfect condition. Food, everything you would expect on this ship.
Middle of a
Untouched.
meal time.
Yeah, meal. The food's out.
Perfect stores. No reason why they should have been.
No crew.
Yeah, no one was left. And if it was pirates or something like that, wouldn't they take the boat?
Yeah, that's usually.
You'd think the pirates would take the boat, but I don't know.
Or take something from there. That's usually.
Maybe they thought it'd be a practical joke to like just take the people, see what happens.
A theory is a lot of these stories talk about how the compasses start failing, right?
You know, scientists with the magnetic field.
if they thought they couldn't navigate anymore, they could have taken off in a direction, planned to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Was there any of the like paddle boats?
The paddle boats?
Yeah.
Basically, it's been said like the boat was untouched.
Yeah.
Like the
that's
crew
crazy.
just
Vanished.
There would be so much crazy weather there, so it's like, how can it be in perfect condition?
Oh, it does actually mention one of the lifeboats was missing and never found.
So yeah, I mean, imagine if the compass started
They probably thought they were
failing.
having issues and trying to get help.
They were trying to find a way to navigate.
And they couldn't because that seems to be a common thing.
Point of no return, in a way, right?
Yeah, it's you don't know what direction you're going.
Yeah, that one was obviously Cthulhu. He did that.
I think someone's here.
Huh? Oh, scary. I don't mess around with Cthulhu.
So, yeah. Compasses failing in the Bermuda Triangle seems to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys are in the Bermuda Triangle, there's a chance you could disappear. Full disclosure, and your compasses will fail.
In pretty much any triangle.
Now, I wonder if modern technology, like, your built-in compass in your iPhone would do that, because most of the compasses then were just magnetic field, and they claim the magnetic field's fucked up there, and that's why it goes all haywire.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard some really outlandish stories though.
Like what? Tell us one. Give us a story, Alan.
Cruise ship and all of the passengers and crew started. They were in the middle of a storm, and they look out and there's a Viking boat, long ship.
A Viking longship.
Being basically rowed by skeletons.
Oh, wow.
That's freaky. Like, operated by skeletons.
Yeah.
Like these things are living.
Yeah, man.
Skeleton crew.
It was pretty late. Yeah.
It was late.
There you go. And they're like,
We're working the skeleton crew tonight, guys. Some budget cuts.
what year is it?
Good question. How long were they on?
Man.
Yeah,
mean,
just
that's
thinking
an
about
outrage.
like military and stuff, planes, ships, they always see something mysterious in the ocean, and sometimes when they get close to it, just disappears, it vanishes. Ghost
Ocean's a
ships.
scary place.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm even more afraid of the ocean than I am of space.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's a topic for another.
Yeah, let's
episode.
get into that later on a different episode.
We're gonna journey outside this world for a while. But we'll save that for another episode.
So I mean, what other crazy disappearances can you guys think of? I mean, maybe not in the Bermuda Triangle, but
You guys hear about the Zanetti train from Paris? It was an Italian train. It was actually a prototype. It was a test train.
yeah.
They were literally offering people to test ride it.
Oh yeah, I remember that story with the tunnel, right?
And then they get to the tunnel, two people jump out, and the thing disappears. Doesn't go to the outside of the tunnel.
It was people who were catching out. The story is people who were catching out, riding this, and they knew that they couldn't. If they couldn't jump out before the tunnel, they wouldn't make it through. They would die. Right?
Yeah, and they
holding on to the outside.
And they investigated the tunnel, no wreckage, nothing.
All the stories, yeah.
And it was described. One passenger jumps out and described it as black smoke and fog approaching the tunnel, and they bailed. And the train was never seen again. There.
Yeah, that's crazy. Once again, 30 years later, I'm sure of it.
It was found in like a totally, I think Russia. It was like found in Russia. Like it was seen.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing was perfectly fine.
And it wasn't even on a railroad track. Just train. Some like security guard or something who was like drinking this. What the heck?
Yeah, that one's kind of controversial because there's a lot of evidence for skeptics to pick apart.
Yeah, that one's probably a pretty good chance it's not true.
Yeah. It is a famous story though.
It is a famous story, but
I mean,
definitely
if
not.
it's legit, yeah, that's scary.
You want to know why it's not true?
Why?
I'll give you number one reason why it's not true. First of all, there was no Zanetti trains.
Oh, okay. So, where was this train from?
A movie.
It just showed up 30 years later.
And I'm like, oh, it's a Zanetti train. Wait, what is a Zanetti train? What?
Yeah.
The dogs are confused too.
Yeah, that one, man, skeptics could pick apart
Yeah,
that story.
that one's very much
Yeah, some sort
Open
of
field
house.
for skeptics. There you go, skeptics.
Almost
Eat your
a
hearts out.
creepypasta.
It's a creepy story to feel your creepy needs.
But I mean, like the last couple. I mean, have you guys heard the story of Roanoke?
Oh yeah,
Heard of it.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that happened.
That happened in Virginia, in early colonization. A lot of times they would colonize and then they would send people back to England, pick up supplies, pick up people, and bring them back. And this could take anywhere from months to years. And they took off, and when they came back, there was no one.
Absolutely no one. All the no reason why they would be gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the only piece of evidence was carved into a tree that said the word Croatoan.
Really?
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah, like these people
It was
just
carved
vanished.
into a tree. Croatoan was here.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people said that they, they colonized somewhere else. They moved away.
That's Alan's musical drink.
Yeah. It just showed up out of nowhere.
Some people think the natives might have raided their village, may have taken them, may have killed them, slaughtered.
Others believe that they actually merged with another group and they settled in a different place. But they're not having any reason to. That's what's weird. And there were no dead bodies. There's absolutely nothing. And yeah, once again, that is absolutely dead truth.
That's creepy.
Yeah. What?
That's creepy.
And supposedly that area is haunted too, and they said that the spirits or something drove them out of there, and
Really, like that. That's
some
strong.
type of energy there. But who knows? And there's no explanation at the time, and it's not like they left a note, really.
They left a word.
They left a word.
It didn't exist.
And then some people said that the word wasn't even finished; that someone had stopped mid carving.
Really?
Yeah, so
Maybe
So
it was
maybe they were
something
writing a
else.
note, but they were just a little slow.
but it's like, why didn't they ever come back, reach out, try to see if they came back for them? Nothing. It's just interesting.
That is creepy.
Yeah, that bothers me.
They need to be to my bones.
But
Where
you'll hear about that. You'll hear of people go missing and then they just show up one day.
Out of
like
nowhere.
15, 20 years later. Sometimes they have amnesia. They don't know where they were. They don't know who they are. And it's like, what happened to them?
What's your theory?
I'm not saying it was aliens,
I know, that's exactly what I was like.
but it was aliens.
Abductions. They could have been abducted.
Yeah.
They could have been kept and
Now,
brainwashed.
question.
Who knows?
If we're talking of abductions, what happened? Like, some people come back like they haven't aged.
Yeah.
Does abduction stop your aging? Or is there some sort of time warp here?
Well, think of space. I know we were going to talk about that in a different episode, but people in space, what could be 5 minutes here on Earth could be like 24 years in space or something like that, depending where they are. So maybe there is some type of...
Yeah, some sort of wormhole.
Maybe not intentional, but intentional
Yeah.
wormhole. We're putting it right there.
Or they move hundreds of miles in the space of only a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's
The vortexes.
Yeah, everything is different. Weight is different. Time is different.
But we'll get into the creepy stuff of space in another episode.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a cool topic too. The ocean bothers me even more though.
There's so much of it we don't know.
Imagine being in pretty much anything, any deep waters, and imagine what's straight down behind, like underneath you.
Scary.
Monsters.
Shipwrecks.
and
Missing planes.
Cthulhu, like the OG.
Was that Free Willy?
Yeah, Yeah, you hear about the sort of lights and stuff, and the Oregon Triangle. You hear about them in the Hoya Baku Forest in Romania.
The Oregon Triangle?
Yeah.
What's the Oregon Triangle?
Well, it's this triangle in Oregon where weird stuff happens and people go missing. Same thing. It's just a smaller triangle.
The Oregon Triangle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
Does every state have their own triangle?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, vortexes. Here in Arizona, we have the vortexes in Sedona where people lose track of time, their watches stop working, phones stop working, they get lost.
Really?
There's been a lot of reports of that. People.
Is that why they call it the mysterious red rock? Did not know that. You learn something new every day.
There's a lot of mystery behind Sedona. Like I heard if you take the rock, you're cursed.
Yeah, don't
or something like that. People have taken rocks and then ended up in a car crash on their way home or died days later of something.
Yeah, or they mail them back. They take it as a souvenir and they mail them back with an apology.
Yeah, because it brought so much bad luck upon them. Yeah.
Yeah, but then, they talk about that in Gettysburg.
Yeah,
same thing. The petrified forest.
Yeah,
that's another one. Yeah.
So it seems like every area has its own little vortex, mysterious powers to be.
Yeah, they talk about the lights in these places. Yeah, they talk about them in Hoya Baku Forest in Romania. They talk about them near the Devil's Tramping Ground.
Ooh, we've mentioned that before, but yes, go and tell us more about the Devil's Tramping Ground.
Basically, in the center of this forest, there's a giant circular area where absolutely nothing grows. And they talk about how they will set up a tent there, and when they wake up, it's moved to a different part.
Oh, that's the point. Yeah. You set up camp on one side of the circle and you wake up on the other side of the circle.
And they talk about seeing crazy things.
Lights, figures.
Yeah, and more terrifying things like demons.
Demons.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of variety bag there.
But they also have that same kind of circular area in the Hoya Baku too.
Really?
Yeah. And the same stories about the lights.
So we got common themes: lights, circles, triangles.
Circles and triangles and lights.
Welcome to geometry class,
I know,
guys.
right? Should have done better in school.
And we could have our own Sesame Street.
Here's a creepy circle. Stay right in the center. Then you end up over there. What's the radius, kids?
Yeah.
Creepy, that's why.
Was that
Sorry. I not myself.
a little off top. So what else do you guys got? I mean,
Those are the Bermuda Triangle is kind of the big center point of disappearing ships, planes, people. But it really seems like it likes people.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for the ship much, but I guess it doesn't like Celesti pizza.
In certain areas of the Bermuda Triangle, they have stacks of shipwrecks from different time periods. So it'll be like an ancient ship, and then an old ship, and then a semi-old ship, and then a new ship.
I like those categories.
Yeah.
Old ship,
There's
not as old ship, still kind of old ship,
Yeah.
a little bit newer ship.
But I think people...
And that's the new model year right there.
People going missing in general is scary.
Yeah.
Especially when there's no traces of them anywhere. There's no footage, nothing. And sometimes these people don't want to be found. Sometimes they join a cult. They join some type of, satanic ritual thing.
Did we already
Underwater?
No, people just going missing
It's
in general.
Cthulhu.
Some people go in the forest, willingly to disappear. And so that's where the creepy factor is.
They should have done that in Japan.
Don't trust your compass in the Bermuda Triangle.
No.
You might be spinning in circles.
No, yeah.
Just so you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, my head is spinning.
Triangles. Others, some people believe that those legends actually go back to Atlantis. Talking about that being the area that Plato.
Wasn't there a rumor there's a city in the water of Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah. There are these crazy, like areas that look like they had to have been carved. Like the stone. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
See, it just goes to show we don't know what's under that water.
Remember the Skinwalker Ranch?
Mm-hmm.
That's another one where they talk about time loss and the lights. Talk about that a lot.
So, time loss, disappearing, lights, circles, triangles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotta be careful of shapes.
Mathematically speaking.
Yeah.
We were at the epicenter of the circle, and we ended up on the outside.
Yeah, disappearances.
They're creepy in general. I mean, if it's not
creepy.
even really.
Especially these ones because they just don't have a reason for them to have been done.
There's no explanation.
No, even that Flight 19 that we were talking about.
Yeah, and then we got some recordings of them freaking out, like
talking about seeing crazy things or being delirious, and all their compasses started failing. So routine flight disappeared.
Yeah, training flight.
They have no clue where they went.
Yeah, it was a training flight over the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Good choice. Let's really prepare them. Yeah. If they can make it through the Bermuda Triangle, they can make it through anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you go to the Bermuda Triangle, you better be a square.
Don't be afraid to square up. Is it a cute triangle?
No.
No.
No, it's not a cute. It's obtuse.
Man, geometry. Spooky geometry.
Yeah.
Well, I think
we talked about some good ones. I mean, there are more, but we talked about ones that are both believed to be hoaxes and
urban
ones
legends
that have absolute, fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we hit both spectrums. So you skeptics can have your little piece of fun information to be skeptical about, and you know what? Skeptics gonna be skeptical of everything. So you know what? Enjoy.
I think we should do. I think we could do some really cool ones about the ocean and sea monsters. That we could talk about. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good topic. So maybe we have that coming. Yeah.
Sea monsters, space, galaxy, far, far away. There's a monster in the water. I'm just kidding. All right, we got a lot of great episodes. Also, it is October.
Yeah, we have something special coming.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay creepy. Have a good day, night, whatever time you're listening to this.
Don't mess around with shapes.
Stay out of the Bermuda Triangle, kids.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.